Dr. Ginott by Katie Riggs. Some interesting facts and a background about Dr. Ginott are that he was a clinical psychologist, he was a child therapist as well, and he was even a parent educator. Another thing that was interesting about him is that he earned his master's degree from Columbia University, and he was born in Israel, got his degree, and then he moved and made the big move to go and work with troubled kids. What is the theory? Behavioral language of the instructor sets the tone for learning the classroom. So one of the first theories was congruent communication theory. This is where the teacher wants to create an environment for students that want to be there. The students want to be engaged. They want to learn. They're excited about coming to class. When I was reading about this, I saw something that Ginott had said, and it was that there are no bad children. It's only bad behaviors. And I really like that because some students, they just really they just really do have bad behaviors, but they're actually really good children. So I thought that was a good thought. The next theory was the harmonious communication. This is when one's trying to have a conversation with someone else and they're comprehending, they're actually getting the point, and it's coming by, and you guys are able to communicate and you're understanding at least the other person's understanding what you're trying to say as well. The next one was student cooperation. This is when students are able to learn in small groups. When I was reading, it said small groups help them communicate more and solve problems better instead of them being in a bigger group. And I thought that really makes sense because when you are in a smaller group, it's easier to talk more. You guys are all getting your guys' lessons together and showing each other different things that you see or you find the answer with. The last one was discipline versus punishment. Punishment is typically considered a negative version of discipline, but it's more about figuring out how to handle one's behavior at the time, and you're just trying to really get rid of one's bad behavior or show them that, hey, that's not okay, so they do get a punishment because of that. So for example, for this one, it was the congruent communication theory, and I would say I would probably want to teach this to my 3rd grade class. The point of wanting to teach it to them is so that I can, as a teacher, whoever is the teacher at the time, is creating a good environment for the students and them being able to learn. Like I said earlier, what Ginott had said about they're not bad children, only bad behaviors, I like that because, like I had said, touching more on is, some kids are really good students, but maybe something causes them to have a really bad behavior one day, or maybe they just really need to work on their bad behavior. But the differences that you see when you actually work with a student that has a little bit more of behavior issues is really different and really rewarding at the end of the day when you start to see the changes. The next one is harmonious communication theory. I would do this for an older class, more like 5th or 6th grade, just because this one you're trying to get information to another person and or to a class, and you want them to understand what you're talking about and what you're saying. This could be helping them receive information for a new technique on how to do an assignment or a lesson, maybe just new material being taught and just trying to show them different ways. But for this one, I would want to teach to an older class so that they are receiving that feedback and they are taking it and getting the point at the same time, so it's not like a younger student who you might need to explain it more. I feel like this one should be for older kids. The next one comes to student cooperation theory. This I would do like 3rd, 4th grade because you're able to put students in smaller groups and have them do independent work together and figure it all out together. And you can go around and maybe students don't want to go up in front of the whole class and show how they do something, but maybe it helps other students. So maybe you putting them in small groups and letting them get their groups and their answers and stuff, and you walking around and having them tell you, maybe that gives you some new ideas that maybe you can go and teach and show, and you can refer back to them in their group if you need some more things or some steps, but just maybe so they're not out in front of the whole class. The last one was discipline versus punishment theory. I would use this on any grade, but mainly probably 4th grade. This is one that, as I was talking about earlier, that it's discipline and punishment. They're two different things, but really it comes down to behavior, or what causes you to have to discipline or punish someone. Now, this is a lot different in a school setting and as a teacher than as at home, but in a teacher setting, you would have to get the principal involved probably, or it's taking a recess, or no free time, or calling their parents or setting up a parent meeting. Something like that is where they will receive their punishment and or discipline, more so in a school setting. And there are my references. Thank you.